Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dededo. Always open, always local.
I was very excited to get the good news late last night.
Ahead on primetime, the governor directs his fiscal team to find money to repair Guam schools now. Plus, fines have been imposed on a company involved in last month's large fire in Harmon Industrial Park. And getting the suspicious phone calls recently, a warning now going out about an apparent scam.
Positive and good evening.
Fix the island's public schools. That message made clear from leaders at Guam DOE.
Late Sunday, Governor Eddie Calvo announced the administration will be funding a $1.5 million maintenance package for the much-needed school repairs. Thank God that money is coming. Those are the words from Guam Education Board Chair Peter Alexis Atta. This after Governor Eddie Calvo announced his fiscal team would be giving DOE $1.5 million for campus repairs. Superintendent John Fernandez had asked Calvo for the money last week.
I was very excited to get the good news late last night.
The money will fund $1.1 million in repairs needed to keep Simon Sanchez open this school year. An additional $400,000 will go toward addressing fence lines, condemned buildings, air conditioning, canopy, and restroom repairs at Beneventi, Agda, and Ocean View Middle Schools, as well as Southern High School.
High schools and middle schools, as we know, generate a lot of need, especially over the summer. But these are bigger facilities that need attention, and I wanted to make sure that we didn't lose sight of that.
As for whether or not double session will be avoided for the home of the Sharks, Fernandez said he's still working out the details, and it depends on how quickly the money and procurement becomes available. DOE previously estimated that repairs could be completed as soon as mid-September.
Hopefully that time frame can move up. But within the 45 days, we would prioritize the work around the classrooms first.
Several bills remain on the table to provide Simon Sanchez High School with additional funding. Education Chair Senator Josen Augustine said he supports pushing those measures forward.
Even though the governor is giving that amount of money, I would still pursue the Bill 87 to give $430 to Simon Sanchez.
Meanwhile, Fernandez said DOE is working to get a new procurement underway for the permanent repair of the Jigo campus. Adelup confirms the money is coming from Compact Impact Funds. Meantime, the administration and DOE met today to discuss Bill 58, now law, which changes the procurement process to build Simon Sanchez High School.
And an update to the summer school busing situation. DOE confirms today busing services will now begin this Wednesday. This after DPW stepped in to provide interim services as DOE tries to secure a permanent contractor.
I was glad to hear that they were willing to provide services, but at some point, someone needs to pay for fuel, someone needs to pay for the drivers, all the things that are needed as part of providing bus services has to come from somewhere.
Fernandez says DOE is working to get a private vendor on board before the current IP closes this Wednesday.
A $24,000 fine has been issued by the Guam Environmental Protection Agency to Tsang Brothers Corporation after violations were discovered following last month's fire at FSM Recycling in Harmon. The investigation shows that Tsang Bros violated provisions of the Guam Solid Waste Management Litter Control Act, Guam's Air Pollution Control Act, and the Guam Air Pollution Control Standards and Regulations. The company is ordered to cease illegal burning and storage of solid waste and to dispose of waste at permitted facilities. The fire was ruled an accident.
Legislation to update Guam's fire codes may have taken some heat. Now, one lawmaker and fire officials are hoping to clear the smoke with a measure that hopes to ensure the appropriate steps are taken to keep everyone safe.
Our Valerie Maige reports.
Getting up to par with the International Fire and Building Codes, Senator Dennis Rodriguez has introduced Bill 97 relative to an additional option for egress sizing under those codes, the issue initially brought up during the previous legislature. Rewind to August of last year when Senator Tom Atta introduced legislation to amend the law. Senator Rodriguez explained that the late Alfred Israel brought forth his concerns about one of his buildings, the Dusatani Guam Resort. Atta's bill, now law, updated the codes and changed the definition for automatic sprinkler systems, the use of tiki torches, and adjusted the numbers for egress sizing. However, Rodriguez says both the Department of Public Works and the Guam Fire Department agree that the amendments cause problems for some establishments because the law only refers to all new construction.
The late Mr. Al Israel, came to the legislature and asked us to look at the law. One of his properties was going through some problems in the permitting, specifically with the fire department and DPW.
Last August, Israel expressed concern because his new building did not meet the current building codes, stating that GFD could only allow for occupancy of 640 people, when the Dusatani Convention Center was intended to hold 1,500. Acting Fire Chief Darren Burrier.
Their ballroom is rated at around 1,500, I believe, occupancy load. And their egress situation didn't allow for the egress of the number of people needed under the previous fire code. Okay, so the 2015 fire code has a slightly different calculation for occupancy load for egress and exits, and applying that to it allows them to get an increased amount of occupancy for their ballrooms.
Some have questioned the legislation and whether its introduction is of special interest for the Dusatani, but Rodriguez explained it's much more than that.
There are people that have said it's a special interest, but a lot of things that we do come up from the input and concerns that are brought to us by constituents. We don't just do things without ensuring that the public's health, welfare, and safety is compromised. So we want to make sure that doing this does not compromise that.
While Rodriguez defends the bill, Acting Fire Chief Burrier concurs that if it is in special interest, it's in the interest of the community.
This is a bill that would be of a special interest for the community, for all businesses on Guam, and also would help the economy of Guam because of the growing population of special functions on this island, where there's more of a demand for a higher occupancy of the ballrooms.
The bill also outlaws the use of sky lanterns, which have been growing in popularity for special events, but nevertheless, officials say a hazard that could easily cause grass or structural fires. Bill 97 is up for public hearing at the Guam Congress Building tomorrow morning at 8:30. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Valerie Maige.
An autopsy for a man who died after he was hit by a car over the weekend is scheduled for tomorrow. The accident happened around 9:30 p.m. on Saturday along Route 10 in Barragata. Police say a beige Mitsubishi Montero had been traveling in the outer lane near Chosmart when the victim walked out onto the road. The man, only being described as in his 40s, died about an hour later at GRMC. His name is being withheld pending notification of his next of kin. GPD's Highway Patrol is investigating.
2 men robbed a woman and her daughter at gunpoint midday Sunday. It happened around 1 p.m. at the entrance of Two Lovers Point. Police say a tourist and her 8-year-old daughter had been robbed while taking pictures there. The pair drove up when one man pulled out a handgun, telling the mother not to move. They grabbed her backpack and drove off. Authorities confirmed the suspect's car was stolen. It was later found abandoned at the Micronesia Mall parking lot. Fortunately, the mother and daughter are doing okay. Anyone with information is asked to call police or Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-4357.
It could be a case of double jeopardy. Federal inmate Jeremiah Isazaki appeared in the district court today. Late Friday, Isazaki, along with Albert Santos II, were charged with the attempted murder of DOC detainee Justin Meno. Meno remains stable at the hospital after he was found brutally beaten at the prison earlier this year. Now, the recent charge could mean additional sanctions for Isazaki. He's already serving 57 months for being a felon in possession of a firearm. Rather than address Isazaki's recent violation today, which states he shall not commit another federal, state, or local crime, the U.S. Attorney's Office requested more time to review a possible issue of double jeopardy since his case is pending in the local courts. A return date is set for June 21st. Meanwhile, co-defendant Santos remains in custody on $100,000 cash bail.
A scary moment for an elderly man in Jigo, but authorities were able to make an arrest. 34-year-old Jose Pareda Taisagui Jr. is charged with home invasion, burglary, theft of property, and assault. Police say the victim woke up inside his Jigo home last Thursday to find another man standing in front of him asking for cash. The victim recognized the suspect as being a neighbor. Court documents state the suspect refused to leave and slapped the victim on the chest, causing him to pass out. He awoke the next morning, his cell phone and money from his wallet gone. It wasn't too hard for investigators to track down the suspect. Tyson is being held on $10,000 cash bail.
New details in the arrest of a couple wanted in connection to a burglary at Onward Beach Resort. Court documents state security video from May 30th shows the pair in the hotel's human resource area after the woman picked up a job application. Hotel management reported a bag and items worth over $1,700 had gone missing that day. An anonymous tip helped Guam police find the two at the Golden Motel a day after a wanted poster was put out. Over the weekend, Darlene Maria Neighbor and Jesse Perez-Billick were charged with burglary, conspiracy, and theft of property. The stolen items have been recovered, and Billick is being held on a $10,000 cash bail.
Now to a warning from the Attorney General's office. If you're getting calls from Tonga or other unfamiliar locations, it's most likely part of a new scam. Many have reported missed calls from this number, 647-848-9003. Local telecom companies say to ignore it and don't call back. Apparently, this is similar to a previous scam in Japan called wangiri. Calls unknowingly connect to an international premium rate service line and can be charged extra. The scammers may also answer the call and try to trick you into giving out bank details and other personal information. If you get a suspicious call, you are asked to call the AG's Consumer Protection Division at 475-3324.
Some new uncertainty today over the handling of most of the clergy sex abuse cases. Last week, attorney David Lujan expressed optimism over out-of-court settlements with hope in healing Guam. Today, he's not so sure. Lujan represents dozens of clergy sex abuse survivors who filed suit against the church in the District Court of Guam. Although he previously notified the court of his intent to file a motion to stay or to temporarily suspend the cases, he's not doing so just yet. Lujan tells KUAM, quote, "I have not received what I want, and I'm hoping they'll give it," end quote. With more clergy sex abuse cases to be heard in court on Tuesday, he only says, quote, "I will explain to the court tomorrow," end quote.
Yeah, we'll stick around for more news here on Primetime. You're watching KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming of KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
I promise I won't forget what I'm doing this all for. That I won't lose sight of your dreams and the dreams I have for you. I promise to be there for you no matter the distance. I promise to hold your hand. I promise to not forget you when other things get in the way. I promise to work hard for you, to take you to places you've never been. I promise to listen to you, and I promise to be there when you call.
Drive and discover at Guam's best dealership, Cars Plus in Mighty. With Guam's best warranty, there's no better time to drive a Hyundai Accent starting at $11,995 or the Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. It's not just newer, it's better. SUV lovers, check out the Hyundai Tucson, J.D. Power's top-ranked small SUV starting at $19,995 or save $4,500 and see the advantages that put the Hyundai Santa Fe at the head of its class. Get to Cars Plus today to drive and discover the quality and value that is Hyundai. Cars Plus, driven by you.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes, from caring for our land through the Adaki Itanu program to generously supporting our local charities. Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Sidus Maasi Matson.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Welcome back. It's been a slow start for medicinal marijuana on Guam.
Yeah, slow creeper indeed. Voted in on 2013 and still so many obstacles ahead in rolling out the initiative intended to help those suffering from things like cancer, glaucoma, and multiple sclerosis, to name a few. Crystal Paco reports.
No rules and regulations, no lab, and no tracking system. To put it bluntly, Guam is far from implementing medicinal marijuana.
It isn't as easy as you think it was going to be, because we have to make sure it's safe, right? So we have to make sure the product is safe before people can use them. You know, we would like them to use it, but we want it safe.
This is where the Medicinal Marijuana Commission comes in. KUAM was there during their first meeting on Monday. It was held after reaching a quorum of 6 members, which included Chief Public Health Officer Dr. Suzanne Kaneshiro. The consensus today put out a request for information for a tracking system, a means to control the product from start to finish.
Oh, we're still looking for a tracking system for the marijuana products. So we need to track it from the time it's grown to the time it's dispensed, so you follow it.
Another issue is quality assurance. As of today, no one has expressed interest in opening a lab to test the products.
The lab has to test the product in every stage. So a cultivator has to have their product tested by the lab. Then a manufacturer has to get tested by the lab. And then the dispensary also has to be tested by the lab. So in every stage, it has to be lab tested. So you can't grow it and then go on to manufacture without being tested first.
Already going up in smoke, 150 pages worth of rules and regulations drafted by the Department of Public Health.
What happened was that the department was working on the rules and regs, and so it took over a year to do it. So when they gave it to legislature, it was rejected. Right. So they had to start all over again with the rules and regs.
Health and Human Services Committee Chair Senator Dennis Rodriguez Jr. sits on the commission as well. He remains optimistic on the implementation of medicinal marijuana in Guam, stating that, quote, with the guidance of this commission, those in need of it will have access sooner rather than later, end quote. We should note marijuana is still illegal in Guam and remains a Schedule I drug under the Controlled Substance Act. If you would like more information on medicinal marijuana, call 735-7297. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Thanks, Chris. In his weekly address, Governor Eddie Calvo speaks to the $13.4 million surplus from the FY16 that the Guam OPA reported last Friday.
Now, we've brought GovGuam from a place where we owed our people 4 to 5 years of tax refunds, and we faced a total deficit of more than $330 million. This is the 3rd year that we've achieved a surplus, and we are reducing the cumulative deficit.
Governor Calvo calling it a team effort, adding our economy has grown and we'll work even harder to keep it going in the right direction. You can watch his weekly address on our website.
The Guam OPA has denied a procurement appeal that Phil against Guam International Trading Corp. doing business as J&B Modern Tech filed against the Guam Community College. The company filed an appeal back in March after GCC canceled the bid for the construction of a generator building and installation of backup generator system at GCC's Allied Health Center and Building 8. Though J&B was the lowest bidder, the college contends none of the 3 companies who responded got the award because they didn't submit required drawings of their proposal in the bid packets. GCC canceled the bid in January, stating it would reissue the request at a later date. The OPA concluded that GCC's rejection of all bids and cancellation was authorized.
Coffee with a Cop makes its way to Tumon residents in the area, as well as business owners were treated to McDonald's coffee and conversation with a member of the Guam Police Department. Medina Cop's program coordinator Justin speaks about what happened during today's talk.
This is a special one because this kicks off our Business Watch program, where we encourage businesses to come together and give us ideas of what issues they may have of security and crimes in their area.
Justin Edkalani says this marks the 5th outreach of its kind. The next Coffee with a Cop outreach will be held at Jigo McDonald's. Residents are encouraged to come out and voice their concerns. For more information, visit the Guam PD Mandania Facebook page.
It was a historic moment for Guam over the weekend. More than 100 people came out for the inaugural Guam Pride March in recognition of Pride Month. The crowd walked the streets of Tumon from the Pacific Star to Ipao Beach on Saturday. Speaker BJ Cruz, who was also the Grand Marshal, led the parade.
Really proud of the large group that showed up. 22 years ago, when I attempted a parade like this, there was only like about 10 of us, with me waving the flag out of my white Jeep driving around the park, singing I Am What I Am. So I'm really proud of the community for coming out today.
KUAM will have more coverage from this month's Pride celebration, so stay tuned for details.
And before we head into the break, Father's Day is fast approaching. Post your favorite pics of your father or father figure on either Facebook or Instagram using the hashtag MyGuamDad. We'll collect all of the photos submitted and use it for our special segment on KUAM Weekend Edition. Again, that's hashtag MyGuamDad.
And check out our special YouTube playlist on KUAM Digital as our news team pays special tribute to the favorite gentleman in each of our lives. Each member of the news team will share stories, images, and memories about lessons we've learned from our dads leading up to Father's Day this weekend. And up first is Nick.
Me. Well, up next, sports. Chris Barnett has your weekend recap, but first, here's weather.
What can I say? My family was tired of seeing red from internet data caps. We switched to GTA and life is good again. Sure, it took a bit of time for some of us to adjust to our newfound internet freedom.
Don't turn off the show. How does it end?
Relax, honey. The data limits are gone. You can watch the whole show now.
But we're all happy with the change, and I think it's even earned me some cool points.
You rock, Mom.
That's right. It's getting lit up in here. How about that?
Okay. So I need to finish this homework now.
Okay, I'm done. My son, though, he's in the midst of a serious rebellion. Rebelling against an alien invasion, that is. Ooh, yeah.
Free yourself. Switch to GTA Home Internet today. Truly unlimited with no data caps or additional usage fees.
Spider-Man isn't the only hero in town. Look, there's Pizza Man with Cheesy Bites Pizza.
Thanks.
And it's 28 poppable, cheese-filled bites baked into the crust. Spider-Man has Spidey sense. Pizza Man has Cheesy Bites Pizza. He climbs walls. He climbs stairs. Spider-Man has superhuman strength. Pizza Man has, yup, that super cheesy, crowd-pleasing Cheesy Bites Pizza. No one out-pizzas the Hut. See Spider-Man Homecoming in theaters July 7th.
A wise man once said that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. You don't always see that 10% coming when you get hurt or feel the devastation. For over 40 years, Alpha Insurers reacts quickly for you to provide you with peace of mind. Always. Alpha Insurers, protecting your good things in life.
Meet Taco Bell's latest affront to traditional fried chicken values. Barbara? The all-new Naked Chicken Chips, made of crispy fried chicken dipped in a seductive nacho cheese sauce. Be warned, Taco Bell's Naked Chicken Chips are tantalizing triangles of temptation.
Brought to you by the Council and not Taco Bell.
People are talking about the new Buick. With 4 fresh new models to choose from. And what are they saying?
Your new Buick is so cute.
Love the new Buick.
That's a Buick?
Sweet Buick.
Experience the new Buick.
See your Buick dealer and get a $3,000 purchase allowance on select 2017 Buick Encore vehicles in stock. Visit AutoSpot Buick today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Off a day, Guam. Chris Barnett with sports. Lunes, Monday, woo! Let's kick it off with some championship volleyball right now. DPR Gov Guam Co-Ed Volleyball Championships from the Guam Sports Complex, Tonu Division. Debcor locking up the win over Team GMH, 25-19, 25-20, 15-11 for the 3-set win. Debcor crowned the Tonu Division champs. Tradesmen took home the Tonu Division Sportsmanship Award. Tossi Division, Tijen High taking GCC to school in another 3-set battle, 16-25, 25-19, 15-12. Tijen High, this year's Tossi Division champs. JQ San Miguel Eagles went home with the Tossi Division Sportsmanship Award. 2017 Shea Su Ying Scholar Athlete of the Year held at the Al Dente Restaurant at the Hyatt. A total of 12 scholar athletes vying for the title of Male and Female Scholar Athletes of the Year. This is the 17th straight year Dr. Shea has organized the event. 5 male, 7 female athletes each took home an Apple iPad Mini, 4 for being finalists. And this year's Shea Su Ying Scholar Athletes finalists are the cream of the crops of our local high school scholar athletes. Among this year's class, they gathered over 100 AP, IB, and honors classes, boasting a class average GPA of 3.98 with multiple All-Island MVP and champions, dozens of All-Island first and second team, and together they volunteered for thousands of hours of community service, winning the $2,000 and a Mac Air laptop for the Male and Female Scholar Athletes of the Year. RJ Kranz from Guam High and Shania Bulala from Ukadu High School. Mariana Sports Officiating Association holding its annual election of officers. Joe Carbolito will be the commissioner, John Beneventi retaining his position as president. VP Bill Munsell, Joanne Gogui will be secretary. John Halloran, treasurer, with Steve Baza, John Palomo, and Elsa Uja holding officer at large positions. While referees aren't always the most liked bodies on the hardwood or the gridiron, the MSOA pledges to up the ante in the coming year.
We're going to hit it hard in all sports as far as training goes and getting everybody certified. And I actually emphasized that in my president's speech. We'd like to up the bar, the standard, and professionalism, and emphasis on getting to games early and looking the proper part, wearing the proper uniform and stuff like that. Little stuff that's very, very key and important in our business.
With Beneventi saying even though refs get hated on, they'll do their best to turn the other cheek. Kalan Jesus.
You have to have a high tolerance and be very patient. Use verbal judo. Don't attack back. Just take it. You have to grow thick skin. I mean, I've been doing this for 30 years, and I probably have the thickest skin. And I'm kind of hard of hearing, so I don't hear anything anymore unless it's a coach or a player.
13-year-old National Youth Team prospect Jeremiah Camacho reserved his spot in the Bud King of the Lanes year-end finale after edging out top seed Ricky Duenas, 188-186. A 4-6-7-10 split by the top seed Duenas in the final stanza gave second seed Camacho the opportunity to complete the come-from-behind victory. Prince of the Lanes division, Josiah Lanuza trailed by 33 pins to Anastasia Leon Guerrero after 4 frames, but was able to find his groove as he slowly cut the deficit to single digit through 9 frames, along with 7 pins handicap advantage. Lanuza's 153 plus 44 handicap to 156 plus 37 was good enough for the win. The next Bud King and Aloha Made Prince of the Lanes held Sunday, July 16th, 11 in the morning at, Central Lanes. All right, that's it, Pat it. Hey, you keep on shining, Guam. Esta Gupa. My name's Chris. Adios.
It's Nissan's Stay Fit sales event.
Fitness is important. You Nissan service pros are like trainers for my car's fitness.
Now check out this hard racing deal on the Sentra, starting at $121 per pay period, no money down. The 5-star safety rated Sentra at $121 per pay period, no money down. Your new car fit kit includes free service, free car washes, and your own personal fitness watch.
Keeping it fit and clean with free car washes leaves me more time to focus on keeping myself fit.
The Stay Fit sales event. Find out more at Nissan Upper Tumon or online at NissanGuam.com.
Ah, graduation day. A time for parents to beam with pride as your youngsters embark on a swell future. All but one, that is. You see, Billy thought it would be neat to try Taco Bell's new boldly seasoned naked chicken chips dipped in a sinful side of nacho cheese sauce. By graduating to these crispy triangles of temptation, the only diploma Billy will receive is a master's degree in being hooked.
Actually, it's a bachelor's in fine arts, and these things are awesome.
What a waste.
Brought to you by the Council for Eating Fried Chicken the same way you always have, and not Taco Bell.
Why is tourism Guam's #1 industry? Tourism benefits our economy. Visitors come to our shores to experience our island. More tourist spending means more dollars flowing into our economy. Tourism creates jobs. From bell service to front desk to tour agents, more jobs mean more opportunities. Tourism builds businesses. From hotels to shops to restaurants, more businesses mean more dreams come true. Tourism preserves our culture. In the visitor industry, culture takes center stage. Celebrating our culture means keeping our traditions alive. Tourism keeps our land and waters clean. It all adds up. Tourism improves our quality of life. It helps make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Tourism works for Guam.
The Hot Summer Savings Event is going on now at Triple J. With only 1.9% financing on all new vehicles, now is the time to buy. Plus, receive a free $500 Kmart gift certificate with every purchase. Get unbelievable deals on all remaining 2016s and all new 2017 models. That's right, 1.9% financing on all Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Lincolns, Volvos, Mazdas, and Kias. Plus a free $500 Kmart gift certificate. Get pre-approved instantly at TripleJGuam.com. Triple J says yes. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J, customers first.
And before we close out the news tonight, our latest round of birthday shoutouts from the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Happy birthday, Raisha Charford. Happy birthday, we love you. From Dad, Joan, and your brothers.
Judy Rosario Perez, Viva Cumpleaños to the bestest. Love all your sisters and familia.
And happy belated birthday to Brittany Cabrera. Happy 25th belated birthday. Love Mom, Dad, and sister Sabrina.
And remember, you can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by registering online on KUAM.com. Please make sure to include your photo, your name, and your birthday.
Well, that's going to do it for us here on the news desk, but stay tuned. Jason's next with Extra.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion.
Avade and welcome everybody to KUAM News Extra. I'm Jason Salas. Thank you so much for tuning in on KUAM TV 8 or on YouTube.